People of Earth, how are you? We're back. My name's Al. Across
Joe.
the table from me, that was Joe. And together we do a podcast. Not a lot lately, but together we do a podcast called Kinda Right.
It's wintertime, Al. It's traveling outside of the winter zone.
Holidays,
season.
you got to travel a little bit. Joe's got people in Florida.
But we're trying to put clips up so that all three of you can,
Get your fucking
whatever you're getting
fill,
out of this
get your
show,
fix. Yeah.
you can get a little bit.
Whatever you get out of this show.
And,
That's funny.
and I don't know if you noticed, Al, but I got this, and I don't know whether this is cheating or not, but I'm like bringing up our first shows and sort of relaunching them, maybe once every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because people don't tend to go back.
Oh, so you're not just culling clips. You're actually putting up whole.
Yeah,
That's
like
good.
I put our first show up,
Yeah.
and it got quite a few listens, actually.
Oh,
believe it or
good.
not. And I don't know whether it was 15-minute listens or
I can't wait to hear the great show 14 up again.
so. We're just trying to, in our absence.
It's just not a
My
bad
absence,
idea to put up full shows either. It's not a bad idea.
No, I didn't. I got the idea
Yeah.
because we're trying to be very genuine here and not cheat. And, we don't do any kind of fucking search engine optimization or any shit like that where we try to boost listeners. We're just going to do this show. We're going to do it as often as we can, and we're going to see if we can
Organically
organically
grow an
build
audience.
a listenership. And, if in a year and a half or so, maybe, or 4 years, or whenever we get sick of doing it, depending on where we stand, then we have neither one of us want to really quit. And it's fun,
Yeah.
and our listenership is growing, however, very slowly.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
So did you say you had something, was it news of your life or something in the news you wanted to talk
well, I have. So I made a concerted effort because I said, I went down, I was talking to my buddy Ira, had a brain tumor removed 7 years ago. And
Wow, already 7 years. Holy shit, time flies.
And my buddy Ira I've known for 38 years. I met him in college, 1981, at the University of Massachusetts in Amherst. And we've been friends ever since. And he has to go back to Duke University for radiation treatment, and he's going to be up there for 7 weeks. But while I was down in Florida, he's in Florida, but he got his treatment at Duke University in North Carolina, and he's got to spend 7 weeks in North Carolina. He rented an apartment there, and I'm going for a week, and that's a week from this Thursday, next Thursday. So I'll miss that Thursday show. I think I'll catch the Thursday when I get back, though, because I think I'm coming back in the morning. So,
Will he work during that 7 weeks?
yeah,
Yeah.
because he drove up. He's got a car up there. They're doing radiation. He goes in every day. I'm sorry. He goes in 5 out of the 7 days
Yeah.
in the week. He has weekends off, and they give him a 7-minute zap to the head.
Yeah.
And he takes a chemo pill, but he's already taken this pill before for a year.
Yeah.
So he's going to retake this chemo.
So radiation and chemo.
Yeah, but it's not the, it's not the horror chemo.
Yeah, it's
when
not
you
the hooked up for fucking hours chemo.
Right. And the interesting thing, I found this interesting anyway, is that when you have a tumor in the brain, now his tumor is malignant, meaning it's cancerous, but it doesn't matter if it's cancerous or not in the brain because it can't spread anywhere else. There is something called the brain-blood barrier. So so if it starts in
If it starts somewhere else, it can get to your brain.
It can get
but
to
if
your
it starts
brain,
in your
right.
brain,
if it starts in your brain, which his did, it can't get to anywhere else in his body.
Not even a lymph node or anything.
No. So
crazy. Who knew that? I didn't know that. You learn something new every day.
You know, and it's
of course, I haven't had much cancer in my life either. I'll be very honest.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, well, I'll be the first one to go.
Don't say that.
Of body cancer.
So
person cancer.
However, I spent a lot of time. I went over and I talked to. Iris got an ex-wife that I get along with very well, and I talked about my daughter. She basically called me a fucking moron, and she says, "How happy are you not having your daughter in your life?" And I said, "I'm fucking miserable. I cry, every other day.
Yeah,
I feel physically sick constantly." And she says, "Well, then do something about it, idiot." So I'm happy to report that I am in contact with my daughter.
Oh, did she call you back, or did she pick up when you tried to contact her? Because I know the other night you told me you had tried to contact her.
I had emailed, called, and texted.
Yeah.
And she sent me an email back, and we're going to work on this slowly. And Bob Malone fucking showed up today.
I told you he'd come by at some point.
I just lied. Bob Malone showed up Monday.
Yeah.
Yesterday. And I thought he was one of the retards that I have that work for me. Sorry, Scott or Eric, if you're listening. And it wasn't. It was Bob Malone because he was looking in on the slider, and I didn't realize it. And we got in kind of late. Al picked me up at the airport, and I don't think we got home until about 1.
I got home about 1. So you got home. Yeah, I got home about 10 after 1. You got home at 1.
So I was tired. It
right
was
on
a
the
long
nose.
Day. So I called Bob today, and he picked the phone up.
Yeah, you got home about 20 of 1. Doesn't matter. Sorry, buddy. Go ahead.
And in classic Bob Malone fashion, which I believe Bob will be a fabulous podcast guest.
Oh, my God.
He said, well, every time you called, he said, I figure when you called and I didn't say fuck him to myself, that's when I'd answer. So,
when's the last time you called?
Bob?
Yeah.
I call Bob like
once a week?
4 times a year.
Oh, all right. That's cool.
Just to tell him I love him and shit like that.
So when was the last time you left him a message, you think? Holidays?
He called me and he didn't leave a message, but I saw his name, and Otis had called.
Oh, jeez.
Otis was looking for me because he's got a guy that wants a house built. So, and I had tried to get Bob back.
Fucking Otis. He was all done 15 years ago. Jesus
He's
Christ.
still kicking. He sounds good.
Oh, my God. He's running on fumes. No, I actually saw him in the store. He looked good.
I don't think I'd know him if I fucking tripped
Skinny
over.
as fuck. Like he quit drinking or something. That type of skinny.
Or he's just drinking.
Or maybe he's only...
He is retired, so he's probably just drinking.
Oh, my God.
Although he didn't sound drunk on the phone, but then again, sometimes when these guys get to just drinking,
yeah,
you have no idea whether they're drunk or not because they're just always drunk.
Yeah.
And they can function.
Yeah, but he's hard to understand when he's fucking... That's why they call him Otis.
Well, he's got half his tongue fucking cut
that's
off.
the other thing, as well as several digits.
But I was telling him about old Bob. I said, because now this is a person for our fans, Bob is a guy that framed for me, and we had a little falling out, and I couldn't tell you whether we actually had words or I yelled at him over the phone.
You called him stupid, and he took offense.
Something, and I haven't talked to him in 5 years. So today is the first time. I think 2013 is the last time I talked to Bob.
That's amazing.
Because that was Graffham Road. That's 2013 all day.
It's Graffham Road, the Derby Pond up there?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
That's a long time ago. So I got a guy back. I got my kid That'll be on the mend. That's a good thing. Like, I can't tell you the fucking relief that went through my body. And when I got an email from her, and I really hurt that kid. I'm such a fucking idiot. Ugh. Well,
and if you want, you can follow that all on like the last 12 episodes of Kind of Right,
episodes
and get the gist.
And maybe I'll probably, as I get, well, we're not going to get there anytime soon, but there'll be clips of it in a few years, or not. So, but it was thrilling to have. This is a guy that not only that we were very good friends, and we went cross country on motorcycles together 3 times, and so we were very good friends.
They also had a sprint to see who could build a 12x12 deck the fastest one day. That was the best. That was a riot. Joe won.
Well, I don't know. He kind of finished before me, but he was missing. He'd used up a piece of lumber that he wasn't supposed to.
Put the middle stringer in on the stairs,
something
and shit like that.
So he did something, So it's, I don't know. We'll call that one a tie, but it was like under 3 hours.
You guys started at lunch, and it was over way before me and my guys were done painting for the day. You know what I mean?
So, and that was
it was before 4 o'clock.
It was a 10x12 deck.
It was 10x12. All right, I thought it was 12x12.
It could have been 12x12.
It doesn't matter. 10x10, 10x12, 12x12, whatever the fuck.
It probably was 12x. It could have been 12x14.
I think. You know what? It could have been. Now that I'm thinking about it,
but we were literally fucking running. Wow, I had 2 identical houses across the street from one another, and they needed decks that were the same height off the ground. So I challenged my framer that I could build a deck faster than him. And he kind of finished minutes before me, but it was a piece of material, if I remember.
Have all the balusters.
Something was missing.
Oh, you know what it was? He ran out of fucking balusters.
Yeah, he ran out of something.
Yeah, that's what it was. He ran out of balusters, and he just stopped because he didn't have enough material.
So, but technically, he was ahead by maybe a few minutes.
Yeah.
But that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was a ride.
That was a lot of fun.
That was well after he quit drinking. Because when I met, I don't know if you remember, when I first met Bob.
What year do you think that is?
I'm going to tell you when it was.
Oh, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
When I first met Bob and started working for you.
On those houses?
You're talking about what year was the race?
Yeah.
Oh, that was probably 2000 or 2001. That was John Hickey. I had a crew.
It wasn't.
John Hickey was the one
90s, dude.
Then it was 99. Then it had to be 99.
That's 20 years ago.
Because I went out on my own in 98. Yeah, I had guys going in 99. Okay. Yeah. So it had to be 99. No doubt about it.
So those must have been one of the first few houses you did for me.
Yeah, well, I had done Old Sandwich Road. That's where we started. And then there was a one-off. Oh, and then that first summer, boom, 98 into 99. Because I started working for you in 98.
Yeah.
And you and Steve had just finished one over on Russell Mills, and you had 4, 5, 6. I don't remember how many more.
Okay.
Your other guy started the Russell Mills project, and I you know what I mean. I picked it up for him.
That's
98.
I wonder who I was. Do you remember who I was using?
He was a fireman.
Oh, okay.
And you guys got along. It was just he was done painting.
He didn't want to paint.
He just didn't even want to do it on the side anymore, which
he didn't want to do it.
And we were at your dad's 60th birthday party with not quite 2-year-old Charlena.
Jesus.
And because they had put off, because his birthday is actually in January, I believe. Isn't it January 1st? Yes. They had put off his 60th birthday to have a proper summer deck party.
Right.
And everyone was there. And you were like, hey, I hear you painting. Because you and I had done the Carbo Force thing and a couple other things together.
The Carbo Force.
Joe and I have been pals a while.
Dabbling in losing propositions.
But not until after I got out of college. Because it's funny, we talk about this all the time. When you're a young kid, not that you were an asshole, but when you're 13 and your dad's best friend's son is 18, you're not really hanging out. You know, you weren't looking to hang out.
No, it's a different.
Now, you did help. We built a couple decks in a garage together over on Bruce Road. Fucking Bronya. Joseph Bronya. I still remember his name. The guy with diabetes.
And I have no
recollection of that?
None.
You fucking roofed that thing.
God, I don't have any recollection now.
I think I was 15 and you were 20, so you were home from college and you hadn't quite, because you weren't doing your own decks at 20 yet.
Oh, no, I did my...
I mean, totally on. Or maybe you...
No, I wasn't totally on.
That's what I'm saying. You were helping your dad, but you were doing your own thing, too.
I'm trying to think, though. He got the government job.
I remember you yelled at your dad to stop yelling at me. Stop yelling at him.
I can see that.
He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Just relax.
He's fucking out of his mind.
He wasn't that bad to work with. It was fun because he always had cash. He always bought lunch.
He's a miserable prick.
Yeah, but I didn't. I let it roll right off me, and but I was awful, and he ended up getting my brother Paul, who was a much better carpenter than me. And Paul and your dad did a lot of decks together in the summers. I probably did.
That's why Paul's
10
all
or 12
fucked up now.
What do you mean, in the head or physically?
Yeah,
because he's more physically fucked up than he is
in
the head.
Little of both.
Nah, Paul's fine, man.
He's got PTSD from hanging out with my father.
He might, and my father. Can you imagine those two lunatics together?
No.
Fucking, I mean, they're both a lot of fun. Well, my dad's fun.
No.
Listen, we always looked forward to your dad being around. We really did. I mean, other than when he used to tell me I was an asshole, which was
interesting.
A lot. He was the first one.
He's a character.
He coined the phrase, fairies are our friends, because the whole Gary Studs thing was going on there. I'll never forget that. Fairies are our friends. And he explained why fairies are our friends. And I don't remember what his explanation was. Something about the economy, because he was an economist. Like, you think that gay marriage is bad for the economy. I think your father would argue that it's good for the economy.
I don't know if I ever said it was bad for the economy.
I think you said it was bad for the taxpayers' economy. How's that?
Nah, I don't.
No?
I don't believe that.
Really.
So if I did,
I'm trying to cause trouble, by the way. I'm just talking about your dad.
I'm revisiting. I'm revising. If I ever said that, then I've evolved beyond that.
All right.
I don't like the way gay marriage came into law.
Yeah, right.
I don't like the way it came into existence.
Because the way it came was bullshit.
I don't have any problem with two people of the same sex being married. And I'm revisiting this is could be tedious. Although if you're a new listener and you follow the Supreme Court and you like your judges to follow the law, not make the law, then you probably feel the same way. And it has nothing to do with the gay people, quite frankly. Even though it does, it just doesn't.
So while you were in Florida,
yes,
did you pay any attention to news, or did you relax and just visit?
I didn't watch the State of the Union address.
I missed it too. That was bad. I was like I'm watching 3 shows right now: Justified, fucking Smilf, and The Man in the High Castle. I'm finally watching that. Have you watched that yet? Oh my God, it's good.
I've
what an interesting take.
But it.
I'm only on episode 3, so don't wreck it.
No, I'm not gonna. I can't.
You know the gist of it. It's 1962.
Like, I'll go back.
And the Allies lost the war.
Right.
Well, the United States did. And the eastern half to the Rockies, or thereabouts, is the Greater Reich. And the western half is the Japanese Pacific States. And there's a neutral zone.
Right.
Around the Rockies, a couple hundred miles out from it. So, and it's just like, and in this timeline, the Germans dropped the bomb in 1942, well before the end of the war. So and Hitler's still alive
on
Washington, D.C.
Oh.
in 1942, not 1945, which I find interesting. Now, it's a Philip K. Dick, based on a Philip K. Dick short story or a novella. You know him, right? Great science fiction writer.
Oh.
So it's one of these alternate reality shows. It's pretty cool take. So sorry, buddy. So you relaxed. You didn't pay attention to the news.
No, and I'm going to continue not to.
The field of Democrats will soon be as big and then bigger as the field of Republicans that Trump fucking annihilated a couple years ago. That fucking field is up to like 12, 13, 14 people already. And more than half of them are women. Fucking Congress. Remember I told you? The nominee is going to end up being one of these female fucking members of Congress, meaning the House or the Senate.
Well, I'm very excited that there's a bunch of women running.
Yeah.
And it's not Hillary Clinton.
Which, by the way,
it means that, she's not.
She could get in after the primaries start, by the way.
I don't
and they
think
start
she's
to eat themselves. I hope not.
I think they would. I think someone would have her fucking killed. I believe it's been.
Like, who's going to have her killed, man?
I believe there's people that would have her killed.
These fucking crazy bitch. I'm sorry.
Nobody.
The B word.
Nobody. I mean, look, she's a 2-time loser, and she'll be 74 years old, right? 73 years old.
She would have. She's the same age as Donald. She would have been the oldest president if she got elected. So yeah.
So
she's the same age as my folks.
Time to go away. Time to go away. She won't be winning.
Speaking of all these new female members of Congress, that fucking towel head wearing one from Minnesota, towel on her head wearing one from Minnesota. You know what I'm talking about? Ilhan Omar or some shit.
No,
she just spouted some shit on Twitter about Israel, and everyone's like, "You're anti-Semitic." Even Leader Pelosi, and they're like, "You better take that shit back. You can't be picking on Israel." Well, but she's holding firm. She did apologize, but she's not going anywhere.
I don't watch any of the mainstream stuff. I barely read any of the papers anymore on the news aggregate websites. And, you can go to Yahoo News, you can go to Google News, you can go to Real Clear
I get my shit on Yahoo, and it's not up the middle, man.
And I'll tell you what. You got to read. You have to read about 3 articles on the same subject to kind of get an idea what the truth is.
Yeah.
Nobody writes the news anymore. Like the news is today. Donald Trump said, "I am going to build the wall within the next 15 months, whether Congress approves it or not."
Right. We don't need
that's news.
Yeah.
Donald Trump said. Racistly, that he's going to build the wall and, keeping thousands of illegal aliens out, starving in the fucking desert.
Separated from their
the next
offspring.
15 months. Yes, separating their children, cutting off the women's clitorises,
right.
Maybe, and
fingering all those girls with pubic hair.
So you kind of get the idea that there's no unbiased fucking source anymore. And I listen to a couple of podcasts. I listen to Joe Rogan's podcast pretty consistently, unless there's somebody on there that likes, he has hunting guys on. I just have no interest.
Does Rogan hunt?
Yeah.
Oh, no shit.
He's a hunter. He pretty much eats everything. He eats everything he kills, and that's pretty much all he eats.
That's cool. So he's like Ted Nugent. He must love Ted Nugent, by the way.
He and Ted, because Joe's not Ted's a right winger.
He's a zealot.
And Joe Rogan is very down the middle.
Well, he's a libertarian.
I don't think you can pigeonhole him at all.
Yeah, you might not be able to.
I think that's why his show's so popular, because he really is
he's a common sense guy.
He's just kind of he's looking for the truth. You know what I mean? He doesn't really Is this the best way to do things?
No wonder why he has the best podcast. What a great thing to say. He's looking for the truth.
Well, I don't know whether it's him or
because
you
and I have absolutely zero interest in ever finding the truth. I think.
No, of course we want to find.
Do you? I don't think I have.
Absolutely.
I don't think I have the balls. I'm certainly not. I mean, I'm way too lazy to ever get to the truth. How's that? I'm lazy. Rogan's not lazy.
No.
I'm fucking lazy
on him. I mean, he'll do he'll do 3-hour podcasts in a day.
I mean,
that's pretty impressive.
I'm committed to this, and I got enough stamina to do it a couple times a week. But I'm like,
I don't think Well, he has guests, so it's different. So
if I could get at some guests, I'm sure I could I think I could interview some people. I like to interview the people, the fucking queue list guests we get.
Well, we get our friends, kids,
children, my kid.
Various friends.
Oh, speaking of which, have you bounced off Patty? Because I will. Cat's chomping at the bit.
I forgot.
All right, well, I'm going to have to... If we take a break, I'll do it then. If not, I'm going to have to go upstairs at the end of the show and talk to her.
You can't because she's sick and she's in bed.
All right, I'll text her.
But
I'll text her.
You can text her.
Yeah.
What's today? Tuesday?
All day.
And I will do my best to remember.
Yeah. Kat's going to be here either way. I don't think I can hold her back, which will be fun. She hasn't been here in a while. She's got an interesting take and a nice voice. And she's fucking, I got to say, pretty sharp for a chick. You know what I mean?
I don't think that's going to increase our female.
I meant what I meant to say was pretty smart for a young chick. That's what I meant to say.
Yes.
She's not that young, by the way. She's getting a little long in the tooth. She just turned 33. I'm like, seriously, I only date chicks in their 20s. You're getting a little old for me.
Have to trade her in.
Yeah, new model. Maybe not a brand new model, but
somebody with
not a lot of miles on them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm such an asshole.
Well,
I'm so lucky to have found someone who fucking
tolerates
me and my fucking penis. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nobody needs that.
No, God, no.
She, well, first of all, when it comes to the whole, obviously I'm a nightmare because I'm going back and forth with this shit again. I can't. I got a blood test next week. No, the whole booze thing. I can go without for 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden I'm drinking again. I put a blood test off a couple weeks ago because I wanted to just fucking dry out and eat right and start exercising again and get my blood pressure down. It's next week.
I drank quite a bit.
On vacay? You never drink in Florida.
Not crazy.
Just beer, though.
With Jarvis.
Or were you drinking Fireball, too? Were you doing shots?
No, I had the night... I told you I left the two of them.
Sometimes it's just time to go, Joe. Although they were in the car when you left.
So I had some because I've got a friend also down in Florida in Naples that has no kidneys. He's on dialysis and he believes.
What an interesting fucking character.
Al knows this gentleman and he.
Well, you and Ira used to run together in college.
Right, same. College friend. I've only known him for 37 years.
Jesus.
Since 82. And he insists that his doctors say that he can drink.
Right. That's what they said, Chris.
Yeah. We encourage you to go out with no kidneys and get shit-faced.
You're on
a regular basis.
Does he have 2 of his not-owned kidneys or 1?
2.
That's awesome. That's like Papa John, what's his face, from the fucking Mamas and the Papas. The dude went through 2 livers. He had 2 liver transplants.
You would think they wouldn't give him a second.
Yeah, well, money talks.
Yeah, I guess. But
I think his second one was in Mexico anyway.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I don't think they would give him another one in L.A.
It's I don't know. I was yelling at him a little bit while I was drunk because I think I said to him, if you weren't an asshole and like in college and all the way through, you'd probably still have your fucking original kidneys.
Who knows?
But then I thought about it and I said, but then he'd be he wouldn't be him.
He had type 1 diabetes though, right? Like that's like not chronic. It's fucking, you're born, you basically have diabetes your whole life.
He was 13 when he became a diabetic.
Yeah, that's not type 2, it's type 1.
So that's the kind where your pancreas does not work.
Yeah.
Something, I don't know what happens.
So
but
even
something happens and you have to take insulin.
from that second there, even if he behaved himself 100%, he might not have been able to get away with not getting a liver. A kidney. Maybe.
The only reason I say that is because Ira's grandparents loved Chris.
Yeah.
And Ira's grandfather, who lived, he was 90 or something like that, he was an insulin diabetic. And he was thin as a rail. So it wasn't...
Yeah, sure.
Didn't drink. He just got it. And I want to say he got it in like his 50s. You know what I mean?
Right.
And his wife kept him on a strict diet. And he died with his own kidneys.
Good for him.
And his fingers and toes.
Yeah.
So you can live as an insulin diabetic if you watch your, you got to watch your diet.
You got to watch everything.
You got to watch your sugar.
Yeah.
You got to stay in shape, and you got to be vigilant. And they used to watch it, like they were at the wedding, and my buddy Ira's wedding to his first wife, and they didn't have beer at the wedding because this was a really fancy wedding. And
they had mead.
I don't know. They had I forget what. I don't know whether it was wine or. You know what we had? I think what we were drinking is champagne. I think we drank like 17 fucking magnums of champagne.
Right.
And in the wedding album, there are no pictures of our table or in the video.
Right.
And this is back in this has to be maybe 90. This is 90, 91, 92 when he got married. And his grandmother used to say, "What is wrong with him?" Because he had a flower stuffed down his drawers. He had his fly open. He had a flower sticking it. Now, when I say she was saying what is wrong with him, is why is he drinking? Because he's a diabetic.
Right.
Because her husband was a diabetic, and he's chasing the rabbi, or he's doing the pelvic thrust at the rabbi.
Right.
And
Telling
Denise's father who was like a dock worker and paid for this wedding, a lot of money. Is just looking at him with eyes that could kill.
Right.
Look at this fucking maniac. Who invited him?
Well,
but everybody remembers it.
listen,
He leaves a mark, doesn't he?
he was the star of your wedding weekend as well. Your second wedding weekend. And I got the videotape to prove it.
Yeah, he's
special.
he is special.
And
he just doesn't give a shit. He really, he cares about important things. But he's just,
no, it all rolls right off of him.
Man, he's just
well, he's got a healthy outlook, I guess. Well, healthy's probably not the right word.
well, he's got a
mentally healthy.
He's wildly mentally healthy.
Yeah.
He's just sort of
a mess physically.
No, he's not even.
And he still goes to work every day with a tool belt on, right?
Yeah, a lot. The thing about him is he's like a genetic freak. He's in very good.
Yeah.
You hit him on the back. Most people are kind of hollow. 'Cause,
yeah.
You got lungs and shit. He's fucking solid as a rock.
Right.
He was a tremendous athlete, and I think he got a hell of a, other than the diabetes, the bad pancreas. However that happens, I don't know whether you get some sort of fever when you're fucking 7 and you lose your, I don't know how it happens.
I'm trying to forget what the word from at birth means. Fuck. There's a word.
But he didn't have it when he was born.
I know.
Like
congenital. Congenital is the word I'm looking for. You're right. That means at birth, congenital. But if you have diabetes,
it could be genetic.
Yeah,
it could have been genetically predisposed.
Yeah,
And that's why I got it. I don't think anybody knows. And I only know when. I don't know.
Oh, you start to type in congenital, and the first thing that comes up is congestive heart failure. Oh, which I know I'm going to die of.
Right.
Yeah, inherited or hereditary. That's what congenital means. I believe that, also predisposed is in that.
Yeah, who knows? I don't.
Yeah.
I guess I should ask, or maybe I did and I've just forgotten.
Yeah, it's all right.
Or maybe he doesn't know,
or he forgot.
He's interesting. He's not. He watches a lot of Fox News. You know what I mean?
Like he likes it.
And then he spouts off
talking points.
Yeah, and I go, that's completely fucking wrong.
Yeah.
And I haven't watched the news, and I just know it's wrong.
Yeah, because it's a talking point.
So I think one of his great traits is that he keeps it simple. You know what I mean? He's not a stupid person.
Which is what talking points are, keeping it simple.
Well, he's not stupid by any stretch.
Yeah.
I just don't think he cares about a lot of things.
Yeah, right.
He likes football.
Oh, wow.
Fox News.
Hey, and bitches.
And
he's married.
Loves his kid.
Yeah.
Loves his wife. Loves his friends. And everything else is pretty much he doesn't give a fuck about.
What he doesn't love is air conditioning, from what you told me.
Oh, my God. It's so
you were melting. Can you imagine? I'm talking about moving to Florida. Can you imagine what my fucking electric bill is going to be?
Oh. Although,
$700 electric
but everybody's like that lives there. It's not, they're not as bad as he is. But now he doesn't have any fat on him at all.
Right.
And neither does she.
Right.
So I'm 30 pounds overweight anyway.
Yeah.
And
literally melting.
Yeah, it's
like a stick of butter.
It's fucking crazy. I can't.
Big old gravy stains under your arms and shit.
The house is, they like the house at 80.
Yeah, that's too much, man. I don't even like it at 7. I'm like.
So I said, and his wife was sick, so, you don't want to, have her in bed shivering and shit, but I can't do 80. And plus, he's got a 2-story house, and it's wide open.
Yeah.
And the TV room is upstairs. The hangout room is upstairs. So it's even fucking hotter.
Does that mean there's more than one bedroom downstairs?
There's 2 bedrooms downstairs and 2 bedrooms upstairs.
Oh, shit.
There's a master, and thank God the bedroom I stay in downstairs.
Nice.
In the front of the house on the street, and you can open the windows.
Now, is there a half bath and a full bath downstairs, or just a full bath? How does that work now?
There's a half bath downstairs, and there's a full bath in the master, and then there's a full bath upstairs.
I got you.
So you got to go upstairs to.
It's okay.
But he bought that house because he was in a condo for a long time. Yeah, it's expensive down in Naples. It's not. Well, most of Florida is pretty affordable. I mean, unless you get out on the Keys or you want to be on the water. But
well, the further inland you go,
right,
the less ocean breezes you're catching in Florida. It's pretty affordable.
But I mean, if you want to go, if you want to really go someplace that's expensive, then Naples is it. Naples is.
That's where my big boss has his fucking Florida house.
Yeah,
Naples.
And it's just one strip mall.
By the way, he just bought a Shelby Cobra. Is that a Mustang or something? Yes. Shelby Cobra. He just got a brand new one.
Did he?
Yeah, this weekend. I didn't see it. The guys were telling me because a couple of the guys were around. He got rid of his Viper, and I think he sold that at a tremendous loss.
Yeah, I mean,
with like 6,000 miles on it, maybe.
I rented a Dodge Charger.
Oh, nice.
Hemi in it.
Oh, cool. That's fun.
I didn't tell you that?
No, that's fun.
Well,
Was it black?
No, it was white.
That's cool.
The guy tried to give me because I just rent a car.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't give a fuck, and it's just, I don't care whether it's a compact or a
right.
But they asked me when I got there if I wanted a Charger for $15 more a day. And I said, why not?
Yeah.
For $15, Because usually it's 50. Would you like to? And I'm like, no, I'm not interested. I mean, I'm going to be here 7 fucking days.
Yeah, what am I going to spend $1,200 on a fucking car?
Well, no, I mean, it was like, with taxes and everything, I was going to spend like $300.
Yeah.
And this ended up costing me $5.
Oh.
So
Nice.
it was fun to have.
Yeah.
But I was going 90 down 75.
Yeah.
And I kept having to fucking...
Ratchet it back a little
Yeah,
bit.
because you're just flying.
Yeah.
And it's just not even anywhere close to as fast as the Tesla.
Oh, really?
Oh, no. No, Tesla's just fucking out of control fast.
Did you drive that down there or here? I forget.
Ira's got a Tesla.
Ira does. Okay. Is it a recent one or?
It's a Model 3.
Okay.
It's the everyman's Tesla.
Yeah, still.
And they are just, I think it's 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds, even for the Model 3. You know what? I can even type this in.
I mean,
here, after I
good to
reboot
have a
this.
computer, man.
Model 3, 0 to 60. Well, it says 4.6 seconds. I don't think I believe that. No.
I don't even.
3.18 seconds.
0 to 60 in
3.2 seconds.
That's crazy.
So they have a Tesla now that goes 0 to 60 in under 2 seconds.
So
that's like literally, I think that's like being taken off in a jet aircraft.
So if you press that accelerator all the way to the floor from 0, okay?
Yeah.
How fast can you? You got a straightaway on the Utah Salt Flats. How fucking fast can that thing go? What will it top out at? You think?
I don't know. I don't think it has a
200.
No,
Not even.
I don't think it has a very. Well, I don't know. Is the honest answer?
Yeah.
I don't think it has a wild top speed. It just accelerates like a motherfucker.
I bet you the top speed on your GMC pickup truck out there is pretty good. On the fucking Salt
Yeah, but
Flats.
it's not as fast as a.
Well, it's not as quick. It ain't gonna get from A to B. I mean, over the short haul.
Yeah, let's do this.
But will it eventually pass the Tesla is the question. If nobody crashes. You know what I mean?
Model
It
3.
might.
Okay, so we're going to look at the Model 3 top speed. 142 miles an hour.
I'll tell you one car that's got some pickup on it. And you know me, I don't give a fuck about pickup. But I tested it out this morning while fucking aggravated with the 3 or 4 really slow cars in front of me on 140 right after I got on. That fucking Crown Vic.
Doesn't that goes.
I opened it up this morning. I haven't opened it up yet. That thing goes from 55 to 85 pretty fucking quick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like real quick. And the engine doesn't feel like it's working. Oh, what's the deal with that thing being not on but something's running? And I'm not talking about just shutting it off. I'm talking about walking by it and it's like something's fucking running.
Oh, that's the
I mean, I'm talking randomly.
yes. That's the and another reason why the battery goes dead.
Yeah, well, I figured that might be it.
It has air suspension.
Okay.
So it's got a compressor in it.
Oh.
So you can put 8
Kind of what it sounds
fat
like.
fucks in the
Yeah.
back, and it levels the car out.
I was also noticing the dual exhaust when I came out this morning. I hadn't noticed that
Yeah,
before either.
That's the
Is that a standard fucking deal on those?
that is a special. You're driving a special Crown Vic, which I don't. You can drive that fucking thing as long as you
I'm going to drive it probably, Joe, till May. I'm not even kidding. That's about when I'll be able to afford a car.
honestly don't care. I'd like to see you get a decent car.
I'm gonna. So
So if
you're
I can-
allowing me to fucking save money right now.
if I can help out in any way.
Yeah, thank you, buddy.
I
And by the way,
I really like that truck.
it's only about $10-15 more a week to drive that to New Bedford than the Nissan was.
I told you they get
It's
good.
not bad.
No,
Talking about $60-65 a week to drive it back and forth. That's not bad.
that is an LX Sport. So that has a center console. So it's rare.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's It ain't a fucking Bugatti, you know.
Well, whatever.
But for a Crown Victoria, it's rare, and it's got very short gearing for a Crown Victoria.
Okay.
Which means when you go down the highway, the thing's revving faster.
Yeah, okay.
Now, if you take Patty's car to work, she gets 30 miles to the gallon, over 30.
No shit.
Now, she drives 55,
Yeah.
but that thing has very tall gearing.
Okay.
So you're going down the highway, and you don't even know the motor's going.
Right.
You know, and that's the way most of them come. But because that's a sport model, the gearing's shorter, so you get better acceleration.
Yeah, it has
but
a really
while
good
going down the highway, the engine's revving a little bit more.
Yeah.
But not you know, it's a V8.
No, it doesn't sound like it's
a
working
big
at all.
block.
Yeah.
It's a small V8 because it's 4.6 liters.
Yeah,
but it's a
4.6,
big
right.
block motor.
Yeah.
That's why when you open the hood, the fucking block the motor looks huge.
Yeah. Yeah. And sitting in the front seat looking out over the hood is huge too.
But
Kat drove it. She's not a fan. She won't be driving it again.
you look really good. You like, you know, when I saw you pull up, I immediately thought of fucking Uncle Buck.
Why did he drive a Crown Vic?
No, he had some, but you look right in that car.
Yeah, man, it fits me. I do got to swing my fucking hips a little to get into it. Getting out's no problem, but it is weird. It's got a little, it's almost got like a compact something going on getting your ass in there. But once you're in there, man, it's like, oh.
It could be.
It's a fucking
It could be
spacious.
low. Is it because it's low?
I don't know.
Is
Maybe it's low. I like it, and plus you can adjust the seat fucking 9 different ways. I do like that.
It's got a lumbar thing too.
Oh yeah. No,
Did you find that?
Oh yeah.
All right,
all
so
of
you're
it.
all over.
Yeah, I'm good. Kat was like, "Do the seats warm up?" I'm like, "No, the seats don't warm up."
No, and I love that.
She does too.
I love fucking heated seats.
Not for me because most of the time I have crotch stank, and we put heat plus crotch stank equals unpleasant atmosphere for everybody. No one needs to smell that.
Hey, while you're up over there, Al, could I have one of those fireballs and one of those mics, please?
We call that 1-in-1.
So Al's saving up for a nice car, and
Wow.
I bought a truck, and I have 3 vehicles for myself, and my wife has one, and with no real fucking rational reason. So rather than have the thing sit around here and rot, I'd rather have him drive it.
Yeah, you gotta. Oh, speaking of which,
I can't let it go though. Like I was thinking about just giving it to you.
well, I
really
would
was.
want to buy it.
I was thinking about it. I'm like, but
No,
I
listen.
really like it.
No, you can't. If you can't get rid of it, you can't get rid of it. That's cool.
But I really don't care how long you keep it.
Did I tell you the other long-term loaner that I had to bring
Change
back?
the oil would be nice.
I am. I'm changing the oil this weekend. The other long-term borrow one that I had for a while there, we had to bring it back. Mom got green lighted to go back to work. Did I tell you that? I forget.
You did.
Oh, all right. Shit.
Your dad's got an Envoy, and you said Kat was getting awful used to it.
She really liked it. But the main part of the story is Holly, my mom, who had the Widowmaker 2 weeks before fucking Thanksgiving.
Jesus Christ. And if this is on a podcast
She was like,
with Al and his
she
brother.
said, so she marched. She had a date with her cardiologist on Saturday. I don't know who pulls that off. She said she went in there loaded for bear because she's just sick of everything.
Is her cardiologist Mary?
No. So she
That one.
she lost 20 pounds. She's feeling good, and they said see you in 6 months. You're green lighted to go back to work, but they said do whatever you want, but she's going to do like 20 hours a week and ease herself back into it. Apparently, her paycheck has not ceased coming in.
Oh, really?
And it will not change no matter how many hours she works. So she's been getting a fucking paycheck the whole time, which shows you it's beneficial to get in with a billionaire and be in close quarters.
Well, she's worked there for fucking
30
40
years. 30 years. 30-ish.
Oh,
In her current position.
she's been there since 1980.
All right, so that's 38, but she hasn't been. She was been Jerry's assistant since like 88. So yeah, 31 years she's been his assistant. She wasn't Jerry's assistant.
Still fucking worked there.
No,
for
I know.
40 years.
No, I know, but she was a clerk for a while.
No, she worked for my dad. Your mom.
Yeah,
Al's
she was a
mother
clerk.
is like a fucking genius.
Well, I mean, I had to get it from somewhere. It certainly wasn't from the fucking male side of the fucking parenting.
He's pretty smart too,
He ain't that smart.
but she is wildly bright, and
Scary.
that
Scary bright.
and my old man, even though he's a prick, is extremely intelligent. And I think I think sometimes people can be too intelligent and then they just become a fucking asshole.
Well,
But he says that your mother is one of the smartest people he's ever met.
yeah, he's always said that. He's right.
Well, you can see it in her eyes. You know, she's got that fucking.
She also knows how to talk. She knows how to talk to people.
Well, yeah, and
She really knows how
she's
to
not
deal
an
with
arrogant
people.
asshole.
No.
She's a nice woman. I like her.
If you say
She's
something,
always been nice to me.
if you say something she thinks is stupid, she's going to tell you. She's not a tongue biter,
No.
but she's very good with people. She knows how to talk to people.
Tortures your father.
I mean, incessantly. He deserves it.
Yeah, he probably does.
I mean, he ruined her life, for Christ's sake. You know what I mean?
But, you know, what are you going to do?
By the way, he's got a pretty good life, too. He's 100% retired while she fucking continues to schlep off to work and bring home the fucking bacon.
I think he likes the whole setup over there. I think he likes having your sister there and Ted and the kid. And is there more than one kid?
There's 2 children.
Okay. I think I probably knew that.
Yeah.
But,
I don't, you know, they cut a deal to make it happen, so hopefully he likes it. You know what I mean?
It's crazy.
Yeah. So
I don't think they're going anywhere.
Well, no, she's on the deed now. That's part of the deal.
So I think, that's the way it used to work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of and I'm not one of these guys. I had this conversation this weekend, and I'm going to get off track here. What I'm going to let me say this up front, so we keep the thought and we'll end it. I'm not one of these people that goes, well, I miss the good old days, because the good old days weren't that good. There's a song like that from Billy Joel. And every day is better than the last.
Yep.
As far as how people are living.
Well, certainly in America.
All over the world.
Yeah.
The level of poverty in the world has dropped dramatically. For all the... I think the problem is, if you're stressed out all the time and you don't know why, ask yourself this question. Do you watch a lot of news on television?
Yeah.
Do you watch a lot of cable news?
I'll tell you,
You got to get away from
the more news I watch,
madness.
the more I get stressed. I hate it or sad. I'm telling Kat that all the time. I'm like, can we change this?
All it is this the current president sucks and
Yeah.
he's a fuck, and it's all you see all day long is racism and just it's insanity. But what you're seeing is 3 competing. You're seeing an industry in trouble. The entire print, video, news industry is in fucking serious trouble.
Well, the way it's currently being
Serious
delivered,
financial trouble.
yeah, the print media is definitely in trouble. Electronic media,
no,
I know.
the electronic media is fucked because they're now competing with podcasts.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a lot of fucking shit there's so much shit to look at.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a fight for eyeballs like
you
we've
can
never seen.
You can deliver news instantly on TV through a chyron, but guess what? Nobody's in front of a TV all day. What they have is their phone dinging, or they're on their fucking computer at work, and that
Right.
will come up. So the TV is, I understand what you're saying. Even the TV itself.
TV is...
The way TV is going to be delivered is going to change anyway. That's going to be seamless with these fucking things very soon.
I'm getting ready to...
Very soon.
I'm going to get rid of Comcast.
All computers will be your
other than
TV.
the internet. I'm going to get really good...
that will be hooked up right through whatever you got going on. It'll still be a TV, but it ain't going to be delivered through the cable.
I watch more... You know what I watched?
It's going to be delivered right through the internet.
Because I was obviously not out getting a tan.
Yeah.
I watched a lot of YouTube.
You weren't golfing?
Can
you imagine?
I could have, you know...
I'm sorry to get you off base.
It was funny because I stayed an extra day.
Yeah.
Okay? And Chris goes, oh, shit. I was going golfing. He was going to go golfing Saturday. Some fucking charity golf thing he got invited to. And
can you imagine?
So I said to him, fucking go.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, do you want to go? I said, absolutely not. I don't want to go golfing. Especially if it's any kind of like, but it was best ball and, you know, so it was like, it's going to be a bunch of drunks. And it actually sounded fun. I'm not interested. I don't want to go. And I said, but I want you to go because my favorite thing is sitting around watching television. And when I say television, I watch YouTube.
Right.
So here's what I watched on YouTube, Al.
All right.
I watched several lectures about artificial intelligence.
Yes.
I watched several explanations of how a quantum computer works.
Okay.
By very smart people who could, well, some couldn't explain it. Explain it to me like I'm a 6-year-old. How does it fucking work? That was fascinating. And then, unfortunately, I watched the movie Bohemian Rhapsody here before I left. And I had fucking Queen songs going off in my head. And I had my tablet and a pair of Samsung headphones. So I was laying in bed at night, drinking NyQuil. I was washing down two, what the fuck are they?
Jägermeisters?
No. Two, I don't sleep very well. Especially in the 80-degree house.
So you're you're washing down fucking
two
sleeping tablets with NyQuil?
Yes. Two
Advil
I'll tell
PMs?
you, that Advil, that's the one I got.
Advil PMs?
Without the acetaminophen.
Yeah, but then washing it down with the NyQuil with the acetaminophen or just
Yeah.
the Zeke? Yeah, what the fuck? Why not?
We're talking a good sleep.
Yeah, man.
But
deep sleep. Sweaty.
I listened
Sweaty,
to-
though, I bet.
No, it wasn't even sweaty.
Oh, that's good. Did you have a fan in the room?
Yes.
All right, fan is key.
The fan is fucking key.
Yeah,
it was
you need
going
the fan.
full blast.
Yeah, good.
But while I was... This is a fun thing. I don't know why this is fun to do. I'm by myself. I don't have my wife next to me or anything. And I'm watching Queen videos on YouTube, fighting to stay awake.
Right.
And enjoying the hell out of myself.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, I must have listened to...
Oh, and you had actual headphones on, too, which
yeah,
is nice.
And I had a nice pair of Samsung headphones.
That's cool.
They're earbuds. I swear they're better. I swear those earbud headphones sound better than any of those, because
the best
Chris's daughter has a pair of those Beats.
Yeah.
And I guess he said he paid $350 for them.
Sure.
Does that sound right?
Yeah, sure.
And I borrowed them.
Yeah.
They're not as good as the fucking earbuds.
I bought a pair of Sennheiser earbuds a couple years ago, selling my biggest job ever, and did the job with them in. And I hated earbuds up until then because I just didn't like the way they felt.
Did they fall out of your ears?
These fucking things were
yeah,
awesome.
You're a headphone.
And they
I'm talking
worked.
to the headphone
They
guy,
worked
by the way.
so good. And they were comfortable, and they sounded so full and rich. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were like $85.
Yeah, I think I paid $12 for these
Oh, awesome.
on eBay.
Well, of course.
I'm giving up my...
Did you buy 200 of them, however?
No. I bought one pair, which is
You buy 'em in
unusual.
bulk?
Because usually I buy a pair.
Yeah.
My wife says, you always buy fucking two of everything. Well, in
About
case
200
one
of
dented.
everything. Yeah.
I'm giving that up. I had a
Oh, really? A revelation about the eBay?
well.
About the bulk buying or about eBay? You're an Amazon guy too, right?
Yeah. Well, here's what I did.
Yeah.
I did some life reevaluation.
Oh boy.
So, part of it stemmed from so I was at my buddy Ira's house in Sarasota. That's where I went first. Okay? And then I went down. I spent a night at Chris Clark's.
Yep.
My old-
Which is where?
That's in Inglewood. So I start in Sarasota. I go to Inglewood
Inching your way towards Naples.
and spent a night in Inglewood. Then went down and spent a night, 3 nights in Naples. But on Friday, Chris and I drove up to Sarasota to see Ira because Ira was leaving the next day.
Yeah.
To go up to get ready to have his brain zapped for 7 weeks. And we so we went out to lunch and we're sitting looking at each other and going, you know, it stemmed from this. Now I had the Dodge Charger. So I like sped out of Ira's neighborhood one night. Okay? The day I was leaving to go to Chris Clark's, a guy walked over, one of his neighbors, and I was programming the GPS because I have no fucking idea how to get to the. Even though I've been there 17 times, because it's in the middle of nowhere, right. Inglewood, Florida. And a guy walks over, and he gives me the old roll down the window sign, and he goes, "Hey, last night," I'm like, "Oh." So I immediately said, I am such an asshole. You are absolutely right. Before he could get it out of his mouth, because I knew, there's fucking kids living in this neighborhood. I was an idiot. I tore out like a fucking 12-year-old.
Yeah.
So I was waiting for, what are you, having a midlife crisis or something?
Right.
But I said, so I was telling Chris and Ira this at lunch, and I said, but I caught myself, and I said, we're not fucking like midlife anymore.
Oh no,
we're 55, 50. Jarvis is 56.
You're
We're fucking old.
At best, you're in the final third of your life. At best,
we're on the fucking downhill slope.
Might be in the final
like
quarter
halfway
or fifth.
downhill.
Yeah.
Any one of it. Now, one of the things that I love to do is tell my friends that I love them. Especially Ira, because it creeps him the fuck out.
Because he can't say it back.
But he just,
That's funny.
he was choked up when we were leaving.
Yeah.
Because we went up there, we took him out to lunch, we put in a dog door, and we said, what can we do for Kerry that will make her life easier? And she had one of those sound bars because she's got her own room.
Yeah.
That we call the estrogen den.
Excellent.
And so Chris and I put up, because Ira can't. Ira's Jewish.
He's not looking.
Jewish people are not good with tools.
Yeah.
I know that's a blanket statement. It might even sound racist, but he says it all the time.
Yeah.
Now, he might be lying because he just doesn't want to do anything.
No,
but he's not good with tools.
It's not his thing.
So we took care of this for him. And we were leaving, and I hugged him, and I said, I love you, and everything's going to be fine. And Chris told him he loved him, and he was welling up. And I said, because I was telling Jarvis, watch when we leave. Because he was telling us, this story's getting jagged. But
Oh, you're good.
when we were on the way up,
Yeah.
I called him. Because Chris says, you got to call him because, what happens if he goes fucking out and we get there? Because we're only going to spend a couple hours. We're going to zoom up because it's an hour and 20 minutes or so. It's although in the Charger, when you're going 100
Yeah.
and you don't get pulled over,
Right.
it's a pretty quick ride. But So I called him, and he's like, well, don't do that. Because my original plan was to go down, spend some time with Chris, go back to Ira's on Friday, fly out on Saturday, and he was going to leave. He was going to drive. He and his brother-in-law were driving to, did drive to North Carolina, okay, that Saturday morning. And the reason I went to Chris's is I wanted to see Chris, but he needed time to, tie up some loose ends and shit like that. So, and then I decided to stay an extra day and stay with Chris, blah, blah, blah. So we ended up going up there. And I called him, and he's going, don't do that. That's stupid. And I'm like, well, we want to come see you. Well, I'll see you in because I'm going there a week from Thursday. And I'm like, yeah, but you won't see Chris. Well, I'll see Chris when I come back. And I'm like, I said, I can't do this anymore. I handed the phone to Chris, and he goes, hey, Jew bag, we're fucking coming up to see you, and we're going out to lunch. But you can tell, he's such a good dude.
Chris Jarvis as great communicator.
He's so... Both of them. I mean, they're wonderful people. I mean, as you said, I'll never forget this. You said to me when I had the wedding to my wonderful, still my wife,
Patty, the wonderful Patty.
That I got married, and I had all of the people that I love the most around me.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yourself included.
Yeah, it was nice.
But you said to me, you're just totally surrounded by your boys.
Yeah.
These are the people that have been around you forever.
Yeah.
And it's true.
Bill, Ira, Jarvis, me, Butler. Then a couple other guys came down on the tail. Well, my dad was there, your dad. A couple guys came down on the tail end.
Yep. And it was
nice.
That was one of the best experience of my life. And I think for everyone else that was there enjoyed it. It just, and my lovely, beautiful wife put that together. And it just, could it be any more flawless? Could it have been any more fun?
I mean, it was a lot of fun. It really was hard to leave when I left because I only spent, was it 3 nights? Well,
yeah,
I think it was 3 nights overnight, but one of those nights there was no night. I think the last night I was there was no night.
This was Jarvis who dragged everybody into the strip joint, and I almost brought my new bride with her wedding dress on into the strip joint in Key West. And I said, I just can't do this.
Yeah.
But you were in there, weren't you? And
briefly.
And Butler was in there. And
I don't remember if
Jarvis
Chris was in there. Chris was in there. Ira was in there because Ira was in there.
Jarvis went to the ATM 9 times, apparently.
Yeah, no, we
spent thousands of dollars.
At that point of the night, we were all kind of
insanely drunk.
Everyone was kind of on their own.
But the doctor told me I could do this.
Yeah, right. I don't really remember Butthead being there too much. I do remember that I was in a booth right next to Kerry and Ira, because they were buying dances together,
right?
That's a lot of fun. And I remember Kerry getting very upset with me. I propositioned the fucking stripper, and I know I've told this story 500 different ways, 500 different times, but she was just
you didn't.
She was just like, "Oh, you're such a fucking pig." And then that night, remember that night?
Why?
The next night we went, because I was trying to get the stripper to go back to my room. She's like, "You're a fucking pig."
Why? Did she know that you...
Well, yeah, she knew I was married and everything. So she...
you might want to edit this, by the way.
Why? Whatever. The next night we were... remember, that's when we went to the fucking... I want to say the tranny show. What do you call that? The fucking Queen show. The Queen show. The guy who dresses up as the fucking... what do you call that?
That was a funny evening.
Yeah, I left because it was awful.
Randy, he's a transvestite
What do you
singer,
call that?
entertainer.
Yeah, so he dresses up. Drag show.
Drag show.
And it was
went
awful.
To a drag show.
And I left early.
I was shit-faced.
And then I
thought it was great.
And
I bought the CD.
It was awful. And then I met you guys later for dinner.
But you got freaked out. Like you ended up in the bathroom with the guy at once. Or something.
No. When I went to go to the bathroom, I didn't get freaked out because of that. I went to go to the bathroom, and I'm looking for a fucking place to go to the bathroom, and I ended up in his dressing room. And I had already made the decision
now,
that
be
I was
honest. What really happened in the dressing room?
nothing. I just
Did he
saw
blow
him
you?
No.
Did you 69 each
No,
other?
he just looked at me like this.
Did a thumb end up in your ass?
And I already made my mind up. I was all done. And anyway, I met you guys back. We had a late dinner across the street. And again, Carrie was like, "You're a fucking pig." She literally said it. I can't believe you don't remember it. She said it in front of everybody.
I don't.
And I'm literally going like this. I'm like, Carrie, just stop.
I was telling Carrie she had nice tits one night.
Well, she does, and she knows. But yeah, no. If you would have,
Carrie's a wonderful woman.
she's great, man. Oh, and so that's the other thing.
I was so lucky to have.
I know.
her.
I asked you way back in the beginning. I asked you if Ira will be. Carrie is going, and she'll continue to work too. They both are able to work remotely in North Carolina while he gets treatment.
The deal is, one of the things that's very stressful is that she took on 2 new clients. She knew she was going to be losing a client because she's basically I believe she's a CPA.
She does medical books for doctors.
No, but she's more than that. She's like Carrie isn't like I think her deal is she's a CPA. But
she's not just
she knows how to run a company.
She's not just a bookkeeper. She's a
CFO.
an accountant. Yeah.
She's a CFO.
I got you.
Carrie can walk into a fucked up company, or there's these people that all of a sudden venture capitalists decide, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to buy 17 fucking private eye doctor practices, and they go in and each one of them has a different fucking, one guy's doing his books on a fucking, legal pad, and then somebody's using some fucking software, and, and it's half-assed. And so she goes in and she, gets everybody on the same fucking page so that she can present, and this is the way she explained it to me, that there is a uniform, because I tried to have Carrie do my books, and that didn't work out very well. And I said, well, I'm not very good at books. And she goes, yeah, you're pretty much fucking horrible. And I said, well, what are you going to do? But she says there's a uniform accounting standard that, if you're going to get venture capital or if you're going to get Wall Street money, it has to be presented in a certain form. There's a uniform standard. Mm-hmm. And that's what she does.
Okay.
So she can go in and she's very good at what she does. And she works very hard and is very conscientious about it. And Carrie's 6 feet tall. So
all
she's
day long.
An intimidating woman.
Yeah, man.
Well, she goes to
big girl. Man.
She goes to box. No, we don't say big.
No. That's a lot of women.
What was so funny?
I don't mean big as in fat. I mean big as in
no, she's not
ample.
I don't think she goes to boxing classes.
She's no skinny mini. Let's put it that way.
She goes to boxing classes. She goes to she does all kinds of crazy workout. So I don't ever want to fight her.
No.
She'll beat the shit out of me.
Right out of you.
Because I have about 10 to 15 seconds of stamina.
She's a little younger than you guys. She's like around my age, maybe a year older.
I believe. Nope, she is not 50 yet.
Oh, all right. So I was right. She's
I believe
younger than
she's
him.
49.
All right, man. That's a great age.
So I think she will be turning 50 at some point this year. And she what the fuck was I talking about, Al?
You were talking about Carrie's assets.
Oh, so I call her Little K
Yeah.
because one day I called her Big K.
Uh-oh.
And she said, we're not going to be having that.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? You're absolutely
Yeah,
right.
yeah, sorry.
Because, I'm fucking brain dead. Look, when I met my wife, I suggested that we meet. This is how out of touch I am. I suggested that we meet at, because the only place I could think of, my buddy Dave, who you know, got married out at this hotel, the Holiday Inn in Taunton.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Okay, and I'm thinking Fall River. I was coming from Pembroke, and at the time, and she was coming from Fall River, so that's the only thing I could think of that was like halfway.
Sure.
It was way out of the way. But I never thought, and Patty said this to me like years later.
You made me meet you at a hotel.
At a hotel bar.
Awful.
Like she said to me, and I never even, it never crossed my mind. It was just like, that's the only place I could think of. And she goes, did you think we were going upstairs and you were going to have sex with me that night? And I'm like,
bump uglies on the first date. No.
I got to be honest with you. No. It was it was the only place I could think of. So I'm not really good with the calling a woman any sort of big. So I call her Little K.
Kat's best friend, and I don't
Little K.
I'm sure you don't remember much from my wedding party, but the tall redhead who prepared all the fucking food, her name's Kira. I refer to her as Big Red because she's redhead and she's like 5'10", 5'11", and I just desperately need her to fucking grind my fucking nuts with her boot heel. You know what I mean? She's Big Red. And I'm not too sure she likes the whole Big Red thing, but that's okay.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Well, you're not married to her, so what's she gonna do?
Hopefully grind my nutsack with her fucking boot heel.
Are you looking to get kick fucked by Big Red?
I mean,
like a kick to the balls?
Only with permission from my wife, I guess.
Right.
I don't think they're looking to share in that way.
Hey, while you're up.
Okay.
But so Big K didn't go over all that well.
Yeah, well.
And should have known up front, but she's quick to forgive. So.
Well, that's good.
And she's
gonna have to be.
She likes me. We get along great.
Well, that's good.
I mean, love her. She's a wonderful woman.
Her husband loves you, so why shouldn't she?
Well, I do my best to be a good friend. I really try. It's important to me because, it's the only thing I got. I need my pals. Otherwise,
well,
because most of my family's fucking insane.
Right. Well, what are you going to do?
So
you got to, at least your friends you can fucking cultivate a little bit. Your families.
I tried for years.
That's a constant motherfucker that ain't going to change.
And believe me, it's not like I'm fucking all right either.
Yeah, right.
But.
Well, you're all lunatics. Let's face it.
But.
It is what it is.
But the eBay thing, I was thinking about the eBay thing, and I said, the thing about the eBay is it's not a Doug Stanhope thing where I'm in the middle of the night, trying to fill an empty vessel. I have many interests, and I have these I call them. I stole this from Tony Hendra, who was one of either the original writers for National Lampoon, and I call them crazes, and I get these ideas, like, wouldn't it be cool to make a lawnmower that goes 75 miles an hour?
Well, I believe there are people efforting that.
Yeah,
now.
There's guys that race fucking lawnmowers.
Yeah.
So I have like 50 fucking projects, and I don't have the energy. I don't have the time. So what I did when I was in Florida, I said, I got to get rid of all kinds of shit because I walk into my, look at this. Look at the shop with the boards all over the place. Although there is there's an end product in there. But I said, I got to get rid of all this shit because I'm never gonna do any of this crap. I don't have time. So that was my. I said, what do you really want to do? I'd love to play the guitar, so I'm going to keep all the guitars and the 37 sets of pickups I have for various guitars that I may or may not build in the future.
Right.
I'm going to do my solo thing since it's up there. And, I'll keep tools and shit that I need for work. And everything else is fucking going.
Cool.
So there's all kinds. I gave Bill a generator today. And I got just a fucking shed full of shit, a garage full of shit. I got a couple of snow blowers. Well, I got to keep one, I guess, but I got the one that I hot rodded. That'll be going to a yard sale.
Is that the new skid steer in the backyard I saw?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet. So that was in action today, apparently.
Yeah, I did the. Is it raining out?
It was.
What's it supposed to do? Is it going to get cold?
No, it's no. It's going to get warmer. It's going to be raining by the time I leave here. But I followed that motherfucker from New Bedford. By the time I left New Bedford today, it was not even sleeting. It was raining, and I drove into snow here. It was still snowing when I got here.
The Crown Vic's not the greatest in the snow.
It's not bad, though. Kat asked me how that was going, and there was one little downhill. I forget if I was on Highland Street or Route 18. Oh, I was on 105. One little downhill. I kind of felt the back, but the roads in Lakeville, the roads in New Bedford, Freetown, Lakeville, and Middleborough, and Carver were awful. By the time I got to Plymouth, fucking the old 44, Carver Road.
Right.
Fucking salted, clear. I was literally behind the last plow, scraping it down to. It was almost down to bare asphalt by the time I got here, so not bad. Plymouth gets a fucking A. Everyone else gets a fucking F, especially Carver, by the way. Awful.
Well, there's two drunks plowing Carver.
And 140 in North. Well, it's technically even when you get off the exit. Where I'm technically, my business park is in New Bedford, 2 minutes off the exit.
Yeah.
My office. It's still fucking East Freetown. Freetown, Lakeville, and Middleborough get an F minus. Fucking awful.
Well, if we get into any kind of like snow period,
which we're not gonna this year,
but it could happen.
I mean, it could.
Go to fucking Lowe's, buy 250 pounds of sand, put it in the trunk.
Oh yeah.
And I'm telling you,
I got a ton of PA gear in there right now, which is funny because since you lent it to me, I've already got a ton of PA gear in there.
Well,
and it didn't slip today,
especially if you get weight behind the rear axle. You know what I mean? And the cool thing is that the compressor will keep the fucking car. It won't sag. You know what I mean? Because it's got air shock.
I got about 20 pounds. Like a pound of water is 7. A gallon of water is 7 pounds, right? So I got 28.
Almost 8.
So I got 30 pounds in water, another 20 pounds in laundry detergent. So we're already up to 50.
Right.
I got a 30-pound powered mixer back there, 80, and a couple mixing. It's weird. I probably got 100 pounds back there anyway. So it's working out.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Because I basically switched all the shit from the other vehicle I was driving into that trunk because I'm too lazy to bring it upstairs. That's me.
But
some of it I'm going to use.
Tubes of fucking sand for short dough.
Yeah.
And it makes a world of difference on the traction.
Speaking of buying stuff at the hardware store, stop me if I told you this. We got mice.
At the house?
Yeah, we got mice.
No, you didn't tell me this.
So I always kind of thought we did because there's one little corner in the kitchen that smells, like animal piss. And I've cleaned the whole house, and the fucking guest bed was the worst. And
that's
sure
why it's not your wife?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it's not her.
I was only kidding.
So she's at home 2 weeks ago. She works from home every Friday, okay?
Yep.
The night previous, she had made barbecue chicken wings in the crock pot, and she was having one for lunch. And she put one on a plate, turned around to get something else, and between turning around, there's a fucking mouse on the counter dragging her chicken wing across the counter and trying to make with it. You know what I mean? We already know, we kind of knew we had mice, you know? So since then, I've gone on the great mouse trap fucking extravaganza. I'm trying every mouse trap.
Are you doing the no-kill ones?
Oh, no. I'm doing the fucking kill ones. And now, here's what I'm here to report. The ones that, if you look it up, the ones that drive Peter the most mental, the old school ones that just snap their necks, they don't give a fuck about. The ones that drive them crazy.
Like the one with the sticky pad?
You buy the sticky pad, right? And you put the hunk of blue cheese
really
in the middle of
horrible.
it. And
because they
go and get it because
starved to death.
The old school ones that you pull back,
those are the best.
Well, they work if the fucking trap goes off. The trap doesn't always go off.
Right.
I bought 4 of them, right? I got one right away. And then for the next 2 weeks, every time I had like 4 of them, they
Plus,
just
if
took
you're
the
a
cheese.
Drinker, you usually get your finger while you're setting one.
I did get my finger once. I will admit, one time in the past month, I got my finger.
Hurts, doesn't it?
It's not. It doesn't tickle. So I got a lot of fucking cheeseless traps in the morning. So I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
So I also got the ones that you turn, the plastic one that they walk into.
Yeah.
Guess what? They fucking eat the food out of it somehow and don't get fucking.
Patty, I'll ask her.
The sticky ones work, is what I'm here to report.
I forget which cut, because we get them every once in a while, and she's good at it. And the funny thing is, she takes them and drops them off in Fall River.
Oh, she keeps them alive.
Yeah, she buys the ones that keep them alive, and she takes them to Fall River.
Oh, that's too funny.
Isn't that fucking
That's
a riot?
No, I throw them out in the garbage.
She says, "Fuck them. They deserve it down in Fall River."
The old school ones, if they're actually, I had an old school one, and then I had a mouse next. Oh well, here's the other thing. So I don't know if you won't remember my kitchen.
I do remember. Of course, I remember.
So you know where the sink is.
Yeah.
There's a bank of so there's the dishwasher, the sink, and then a couple under the sink, and then over here there's 3 drawers where we keep our plastic bags. The second thing is Tupperware, and then the bottom one was soda and snack food.
Right.
And this is how we just figured out that we had fucking mice, because I had some peanut butter crackers. I ate 2 of them and put them back in there. And then, like, the next day or something, Kat went to get an iced tea out of the drawer, and there was mouse shit and devoured crackers. She's like, we got mice. So I emptied the fucking thing out, and I put a couple traps in there, and that's where I catch them most of the time. So I got to take that drawer out and look behind that whole fucking cabinet counter thing.
Right.
I bet you that's where the hole is. There's a hole. There's always a hole.
Right.
So I got to fill that fucking hole. But anyway, so I got the old school one. One of them just must have got nicked in the head because he wasn't in the trap, but he was fucking dead next to it. You know what I mean? It must have just stunned him and he was out. They never go into the ones that you walk into that are guaranteed to work, but the fucking sticky ones are a fucking riot. So now I'm at the point now, we're like 6 mice deep in 2 weeks. I'm pretty much thinking I got to tell my landlord, I think you're going to need to get an exterminator, Brad.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's not. We're not talking about a random mouse or 2. We're talking about mouse infestation.
Hey, you know what I just noticed?
And by the way, Joe, they're not that little. They're fucking fat. You know what I mean?
They're getting fed.
Yeah. What'd you notice?
That digital thing is working there again.
Well, it always works. The problem is that it should be down all the way.
Oh.
When we're not talking. But you're right, it has dissipated. It's dried out.
Well, it wasn't working
Took it
to
like
to my right.
Yeah.
That side didn't work at all.
Yeah.
And now it's like a little, you get a little out of it.
It's
I don't know.
9 months of drying out.
Doesn't really matter.
I'm pretty sure I fucking spilled an entire fucking
I believe we
beverage.
got our money's worth out of that board.
Oh yeah, and I still got the other one, and we got that other one you had another one, and I don't remember even what the fuck. We got 2 other backup boards. We're good.
Oh yeah, well,
all with
I bought
compression.
one and you wanted it, and I
Well, I took
sold
that,
it to you.
yeah, and then the other one, the backup for here, I had to use as a drum submixer for my demo tape, which I'm almost done
Well, I don't
mastering.
give a shit, just as long as
No, it's here. It's not here, but it's in a box, ready for fucking action.
so as long as you have the equipment.
No, we got everything, man. So, what do you think? We did an hour and a half, pretty much solid. I'm not exhausted, but I have exhausted my notes.
No, fuck it. Let's get out of here.
It's not bad, right?
Let's get out of here. It was a good talk.
Yeah, it was good. We like to chat with each other.
We can get this up.
We did
And,
have a chat Sunday night, which, by the way, I recorded. Kat told me the story about the mouse the day on her, when she was working at home and it dragged, and I managed to record it on the SoundCloud.
Yeah.
And it was called Cat and Mouse, but somehow she found out about it. She wasn't happy. I was like, I figured she wouldn't care because it was so priceless. She was brilliant. She's like, I can't believe you recorded me without telling me. I'm like, all right. So I took it down, but I still have it. Somehow it's on my phone. I wished when I got home that I had recorded you and I, because on the phone, you can record right on the SoundCloud.
Oh, on the drive home?
Yeah, I wish that I had recorded it. And it was like, I don't want to I felt bad that I did that without her knowing, but I felt like if I did it without you knowing and I put it up, because that was a fun conversation on the way home. It made that hour and 4 minutes from fucking Providence go quick.
I have no idea what we talked about.
We talked about everything.
I was tired.
You were tired, and you were in shorts.
Yes.
Which is funny because you came from... Yeah.
Because I left. I wasn't going to fucking put pants on in Naples because I was sweating.
It wasn't
in
that cold
shorts.
out. It wasn't that cold outside.
No, and you
You get in the car, you put it on 70, you're
Right.
good. You know what I mean?
I brought a fleece, one of those fucking, denim things with the fleece liner.
Yeah.
And I left it at Ira's.
Oh, no.
So I got a sweatshirt from Chris. And that somebody left at his house.
Right.
I said, just give me, it can be a fucking holy
Something.
piece of shit.
Yeah.
Paint all over. I don't give a shit. And I never ended up wearing it. I just put one of these on. I bring these down because sometimes it's 40 degrees down there.
Yeah, right.
You don't know what you're gonna get. So I bring a couple of these, whatever they are. It's a little heavier than a t-shirt. It's like a shirt. It's like a turtleneck deal with long sleeves, but it's not a turtleneck. And these are what I wear.
Our former office manager, who's probably, I was going to say between me and yours age, but she's a little bit older than you. She moved down to Florida a couple months ago, but Rick kept her on the payroll, so she's doing some shit for him. He flew her up here a couple weeks ago during the cold snap.
Yeah.
And she was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
She's all tan and shit. And she doesn't even go tanning. She's just tan because she's a northerner in Florida finally,
I'll tell you.
And she's like, what the fuck? It's cold. And she's only a couple months removed,
They enjoy themselves in Florida. I'll tell you. It's just, man, you go there in the summertime.
Oh, the summertime's the worst.
And it's scarier than the winter here because there's just...
You can't drink enough water.
You can't get out of it. You can't get away from it.
Yeah, right. And even if you're in your car, that fucking walk from the car into the fucking grocery store.
And it's for 5 months. It's 5 months of brutal.
Yeah, brutal. It's brutal.
Brutal, 100% humidity.
Constant
heat.
Fucking T-shirt clinging to your fucking skin. Just damp
sweating like an animal.
You cannot possibly get the fucking stench off your balls. You know what I mean?
So if you can afford to go there in the winter and then come back here in the summer, God love you.
All right, well, that's enough.
But you know what? Even then, because I could probably, a couple of years, especially when she retires, we could do that. But then what the fuck would I do? You know what I mean?
Brennan Construction South.
No. I mean, you got to get licensed and shit. It's crazy licensing down there.
You fucking need a license to build Sundex. You know that.
No. You need a license to... There's billboards down there that say, like, There is no such thing as a handyman. You need a fucking license to paint.
Yeah, stupid.
But that's
technically you have in Massachusetts you need a HIC license to write contracts over 600. So technically you need a license to paint, but that means you just need a license to contract. It's not a painter's license.
It's crazy
down there. There's an actual painter's license, huh?
Yeah, like we were talking about it. I mean, there's, I don't know, a half dozen inspections that I have to deal with. Maybe that's including like the HERS rater and shit. That does the
which is new.
He's got like 30.
No shit.
That are just his, not mechanical.
It sucks.
It's crazy. Like they want to see the fucking.
Well, no wonder everything's so expensive down there.
Well, what happened is after Andrew, which was 92.
Keep talking. Man.
Like they had no fucking code. Right. You could just move to Florida and build anything, and then everything blew away. And after that, the state rightfully said, well, and I believe it's not just the state. Probably the insurance company said, we're not going to insure anything here unless you have a serious building code.
Are they not using the international building code there like we are here?
Well, I'm sure they're using the wood frame construction manual. Now, Chris says no. It's the Florida code, but he's often wrong.
Did he indicate when the last time he had to go for his license renewal and any, like upkeep as far, how like you and I had to do a little upkeep for our fucking license there for a while?
Yes. No, I did not ask him, but I'm glad you brought it up because before I left, I sent in my certificates from my I told you last time I got my construction supervisor license renewed, I could do all 12 hours online. This time I had to I did 6 hours online and I had to go to a Saturday class.
Well, you and I went to a class with Paul Olette.
Right. But that was
Jed Paul.
That was two
times ago? Oh.
This one was I could do 6 hours online, which took me 35 minutes.
Right.
And then I had to go to the same hotel where I met my wife. And I mailed that in with my application and check, I believe. I wonder if I don't think I have a license yet. I didn't look. You just reminded me that I got to look for it now. See if it came in. But I'm sorry, Al. What was the question? I didn't ask Chris. I think there is continuing education. They're very strict down there.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, he has to have, like, they have this little box, that you have to put up in the building. Like, if the building permit isn't in there,
right,
they fine you like $1,000.
Yeah, right.
There's some crazy regulatory shit.
Yeah.
And he gets along with most of the building inspectors, but it's a different world down there now.
Yeah.
Because they just don't want. Although there's a picture of, it's around Panama City, which is up on the Panhandle.
Sure.
Of a guy who like overbuilt his house, and after, it's recent, some hurricane, it's the only house standing except for the guy behind him.
Yeah.
Because his was directly on the water.
Right, and he shielded his neighbor's house.
The guy behind. Every other house is fucking
destroyed,
gone.
decimated.
It's just like gone.
Yeah.
You can't even tell where somebody's house begins and the other one ends. You know what I mean? So there is something to building things strongly for hurricanes.
Yeah, well. Okay.
Then,
can we leave now?
Yes.
All right.
Hey, good night, everybody.
My name is
Joe.
Al. My name is Al. His name is Joe. You've been listening to Kinda Right. Welcome back. Let's try to do as many shows Joe, are you going a week from Thursday or 2 weeks from Thursday?
Week from Thursday. So you got me Thursday
and Tuesday.
Tuesday, and I promise I will have a clip or two going up every day while I'm gone.
I have to admit, I have not been monitoring SoundCloud at all. I got a lot going on.
The clips are huge because it keeps
people interested. I like that you're also doing full tune.
You folks,
yeah,
coming back.
All three of you.
All three of you coming back. I'm glad you're hanging in there. I don't know if it's the same three that we started with, but thank you for listening.
Oh, it's the same three. All right, that's it. I'm really done.
All right. Good night.
Good night, Waterbury.